Sorry, I'm talking slowly because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going here, but you can see that the roads are crazy and there's no lines, so it's just kind of like, guess where you want to go. And there we go. That was pretty good. There's our first little bridge. Whoa! No one's coming, so we're absolutely fine. As you can see, it's trying to follow that Fiat. No. Welcome back, everybody, to Tesla Driver. I hope you're doing very well. Today we're going to be testing a 2015 Model S with hardware 1.0 in a town environment. So I'm in Devizes, which has kind of been my hometown for whenever I can remember. And we're going to be driving through it today to see what the car decides to do. Oh, it's picked this lane, which is correct. Whoa, it was going straight into that kind of barrier there in front of us, so I had to take control. Now, being hardware 1.0, I'm not too sure how it's going to do here. I don't think it's going to do well around the town. On the A and B roads, it did okay, and we're going to be testing the motorways in a later video. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and get ready for this car on the motorway to see the difference between AP1 and 2.0, which is what obviously my Model X has. Now, in the towns here, we've got these weird squiggly lines and stuff, and I'm expecting the car to really struggle with that. In fact, the car's actually not showing any lines on the road. There we go. It's now noticed a line, and now it's following it. But what I've noticed from Autopilot 1, which is just one camera, by the way, it's just the camera up in the top here. Well, that was trying to pull us to the right there, so I had to take control. It's only got one camera, which is in the front, and then it's got one in the back. But you can see it's trying to drift us over to the right-hand side of the road. Yeah, it is. I think it thinks that that other line might be the middle line. Yeah, see, like, there we go. Okay, now it's doing it a little bit better. There's our first little bridge. Whoa, okay, we went all the way left there, and it was still turning left as well. So let's see what it does here. It's way too close to that car on the left, so I had to again take control. I think this is what this is going to be. Now, I'm not doing this to show Autopilot 1, the hardware 1.0 being feasible for any of this. I wouldn't recommend using Autopilot 1 for anything in a town. Whereas, as we've seen, Autopilot 2 can be used, hardware 2 can be used in towns and cities a little bit better. This one I don't think is going to work at all through traffic and congestion and tight roads, etc., etc. Now, one thing this may have going for it is the fact that it actually uses the car in front, as you can see just there, for tracking. So when it can't see any lines, the car in front actually lights up blue, like now, and it's actually tracking that car, which is interesting. I didn't think that's what this system did, but that is how it works. And as you can see, it's just tackled a roundabout with absolute ease. Like, absolute ease. It can't see any lines, and it's just kind of following the car in front at the moment. But it's doing quite well at it. I have noticed as well, actually, that Autopilot 1 doesn't seem to distinguish between cars and vans and that kind of stuff. It does distinguish between lorries and cars, but I think that's about it. On the right there was my neighbor who used to hate us. I don't know, you can rewind, she was carrying 2 bags. She used to be our neighbor and she absolutely hated us. Oh, funny to see her again. Okay, let's go over this roundabout. No one's coming, so we're absolutely fine. As you can see, it's trying to follow that Fiat. No, wow, it didn't like that at all, did it? It started kind of swinging left and then swinging right a little bit as we went across there, which was a little bit crazy and is definitely not what I want the car to do. This is why I came through Devizes. I wanted to kind of hit traffic and stuff like that at this time. That's a pet hate, by the way, when people stop on roundabouts. Not only is it illegal, it's so annoying. Alright, so I'm waiting for Autopilot to say it will turn back on, but we're not getting anything just yet. Okay, there we go. I'm going to bring it down because it instantly tries to speed right up. So it did that corner nicely, so it can do tighter corners. Let's see if it's going to do this one. Yeah, look at that. It's doing this. Whoa. Okay, then it just decided to floor it and then abort, which is very strange. Okay, right, back onto autopilot. Oh, no, it was going into that kind of middle reservation there, which is a little bit risky. So I'm gonna go left here. The reason I'm going left into here is because I actually used to live here. So I kind of know the car park. I used to live above Majestic Wines. Look at that car park there. I just want to see if it picks up any of these spaces as actual spaces and if it's going to park in any of them for us. Doesn't look like it. It didn't pick up any on the left there. No. Okay, that's strange. It hasn't actually picked up any of those spaces there over that way for us to park in. Let's see if it will take this space here then next to this, in front of this Micra. Is it going to park here? No. Okay. Deciding not to now. I thought it was actually able to self-park, but I don't think it can now. You'll also notice that this autopilot system never zooms out, whereas the new one zooms out because obviously it can see cars all around it. It shows you cars that are in your blind spot and that are behind you, whereas this sadly can't do that. So again, it's not quite as advanced just because the hardware is really quite lacking. But I'm very surprised. Oh, right, it was going behind that car there, so we've got to navigate ourselves around it. Yeah, it's braking well. It's kind of like just pointing straight though. I'm a little bit worried about when this car in front starts going that we're not just gonna fly off forward. Press accelerator pedal, okay? Yeah, look, I'm not sure why it's doing that. It was kind of going in a totally different route. Is it showing a human? That's why I let her go. No, it's not showing a human. Maybe this car can't see people. So it can't see bikes is what we figured out in the first episode. It did show it as a motorbike in the end. But it doesn't seem to be able to see bikes, and now I don't think it's actually showing humans on the screen either. Now, as long as obviously the software works when humans walk across, that's fine, but I would have liked to be able to actually see the humans on the screen itself. I don't know where it's trying to take me there. And I don't know what he's doing either, to be totally honest. Okay, so we're gonna go down left here then. I also, by the way, used to live down there next to St. Joe's School. Here's a little tour of my old town for you. So down here, there's loads of parking, and I'm gonna try and find ourselves a little parking spot. Autopilot is not wanting to work. Hey. Okay, we're gonna go down then into the car park. What's it gonna do here? Is it gonna swing us to the middle of the road? Or is it gonna keep us left? All right, we need to go right here, so we're gonna go into this car park. Okay, now we're gonna go and hunt for a space and just see if the auto park system actually does work. Because I actually don't know if it does. I'm a little bit confused because initially it looked like it was going to, and then it kind of stopped. Right, let's find a space. There's loads. Look at all these spaces, perfect spots. Let's see if the car picks any of these up. Aha, there we go. We've got one. Oh, we did have one, and now it's disappeared again. Okay, right. Well, that's that parking spot gone. Any others? There we go, there. All right, got it. Okay, so you have to be like a lot quicker, it seems, at parking this than my one. Whereas my one, you can be, you can like drive on quite a bit and it will still park for you. So this, interestingly, isn't using any of the cameras. This is just using the sensors around the car to do this parking. So as you drive slower, it turns on the sensors, and then obviously it can notice any gaps. And that's pretty much all it's going by. And I believe this is the exact same system as my newer Model X has with the new hardware. I don't believe the system's actually changed at all. And there we go. That was pretty good, nice and successful. We're parked nice and straight. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, that worked fine. Okay, so there's no difference there in this and my car at all, which is a little bit of a bummer considering the age of this car, the fact that the new one hasn't actually got any benefit over it. I would like to see if there's a parallel space free over there at all. I'm not sure if there is a parallel space, but I might go have a look. Ugh. Let's go down this way. All right, we've got people all over us, and we've got to be careful because most people don't hear this car or see it by the looks of that Dacia Duster reversing. Okay, so we've got one parallel space here, and I've actually parked at this one before. This was when the tree was in the way, or at least the branch. Let's just see if it's going to pick it up. Nope, nope, no. Okay, so apparently it won't do parallel. Okay, so it'll only do perpendicular spaces. It won't actually do parallel spaces. I guess that's a little bit of a difference. Let's get back onto the road. Here we go. So I've put autopilot on and I'm going to go nice and slow. The car for some reason though is coming out, and as you can see that Audi was trying to start coming out. We've got a TNT lorry, but again no problems with that. And now let's get into town and test this through the town itself. It's market day as well, so it's pretty busy. See, it's things like that. How's a self-driving car gonna be able to know that it can't go quite that far out because of, you know, the rear end of a bus cutting itself up or something like that? It's gonna be an interesting one, to say the least. This Audi gonna let me go? Okay. Ken's Fresh Fish is that way, by the way. All right, autopilot on in the busy city centre. Well, it's not a city, it's a town. But arguably, this is going to be way worse than driving through a city. Now, I've got to keep my eyes up if anyone's crossing. Yeah, okay, lady with a pram. Let's see. Are you going to notice this, autopilot? No. And that lady? No. See, it's not seeming to show any human on the screen, which is a little bit worrying. I guess that's just because I've been used to that for so long, actually, that it's not like showing up now. It's not actually a problem, I guess, because this wasn't made for this kind of roads. It was just made for motorways. Sorry, I'm talking slowly because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going here, but you can see that the roads are crazy and there's no lines, so it's just kind of like guess where you want to go. And then this guy is indicating left but going right. I don't know. Oh, that's a tight bit to go down. Here as well, it's very tight, and I can't really do anything autopilot related here. There's a car parked on double lines as well, so he would have just stopped me. Okay, let's see then. Autopilot back on. Coming up to roundabout. Is it going to slow us down or anything? No, doesn't seem to be. So as you can see, it's not really viable to use autopilot, especially hardware 1. No one coming across this roundabout. Especially hardware 1 through a town like this. It's just not, there's no point in it. And as you can see, it is struggling a lot more than my car struggles. And that's actually given me a lot of confidence and makes me very thankful for the new software and the new hardware and everything. This one just seems, I guess the best word for it is floaty. It just feels a little bit floaty, maybe flaky. It feels a little bit flaky as well around these kind of roads. But obviously it is because the roads are absolutely shit here too. But you can see it is tracking the car in front because it can't see any lines. And it's now showing the lines, but it's very far over on this right-hand side, like uncomfortably. I feel like I'm sat on the line. So I'd rather be a little bit further left, but... Come on, you need to turn a bit more. We're actually over the line. See, we should be about like over here somewhere. Whereas it was on and over the line, which I'm not sure why it would do that. I don't know why it'd be programmed to do that. Okay, let's pick it back up again. We're going 25. This car here is very far out of its parking space, but it actually navigated around it quite well there. Ooh, doing some rather tight turns, or like tighter turnings. But working its way around these roads pretty well. We are going 25. So it's a little bit, it's slower than everyone else would do on this road, but I just want to make sure that the car's obviously happy to see everything. And then once it's a little bit more confident, like now, I'll start picking it up and we'll just let the car do its thing here. I'm not sure if it's going to brake because of this car on the road. It seems to be aiming for it, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, it did go for it there, and it did start braking because of that car on the road. Is it going to do anything? No, God. It was just going straight across that corner. Yeah, it's definitely a worse system, but it's definitely not fit for most roads around here. Still quite interesting to use though, and it's again nice to see the progress in Autopilot 2. On a road like that though, as you saw, no problem, but it wasn't exactly a test for the car, and that wouldn't have been a test for any kind of driver, for example. Now, this could be quite interesting across this road here, because this does pick up to a 40. As you can see, it's trying to go 43. God, this car flies. As soon as you turn on autopilot, if you're going slower than the speed limit, it just accelerates so quickly to hit the speed limit. Oh, no, it doesn't want to do it. Okay, there we go. Up to 35. Let's see how it does around here. So like I said, it is quite a tight corner, and we are going fairly far over on the right-hand side. But it's doing it quite well. I'm going to pick it up to 40, which is the speed limit, and that will help us catch up with this car in front a little bit. Yeah, it did that quite well. Not bad around there either. We're coming into a 30, so bring that straight down. It's actually done that pretty well. I was concerned that those corners were going to be a little bit too tight for it, but it did it really nicely, so not bad at all. Okay, turn it off for the roundabouts, because of course this definitely can't do anything over these kind of roundabouts. I don't think this could even like try and navigate itself around them. And again, here on a road like this, where it's wide and there's no lines, autopilot sadly just won't work. Oh, actually, it will work. Oh, there we go, it aborted. That's strange, so even my autopilot... Whoa, what's going on? I have no idea. What was that extra bit? Was that like a double phantom fail? Because I didn't turn autopilot back on, and it tried to control itself again. That was strange. That was really strange. So now we've tested the inner. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's see it brake. Yeah, that brakes pretty hard, but it continues to brake just like mine. It continues to brake after the car has gone past or like exited the road, which is a little bit annoying. Again, it feels slightly floaty around these corners. But I've got to say again, not bad at all. We've got a cyclist just like walking over at 0 pace. I'm amazed. Again, that didn't show it on the screen. It didn't actually show the cyclist. So I don't think this can actually see cyclists. Here we go. This is going to be very interesting. So we're going to be turning right here. I just want to see if it tracks the car in front. If that's really what it does. So as we come out, it's a very harsh right turn with 0 lines. And we're just waiting for this car in front. Okay, let's see what the car does. This could go pretty... Yeah, it was actually trying to turn, but it just tried to turn like way too early. And it would have just gone up the curb. So obviously we had to take control ourselves. There you go, autopilot back on. Interesting, it says it's a 40 down here, but it's not. It is a 30. But it doesn't look like it's sure. It's like, I'm not actually sure what the speed limit is. Right here it's a 30. Whereas obviously, as you can see, it's coming up to a 40 here. So let's see at what point can it see these signs. There we go. So it's actually actively reading them, as you saw there, quite early on, which is quite cool. So we're following this Mercedes into this right-hand lane. And I'm gonna go all the way around it. Because I need to head back this way. So that, everybody, is... Oh, this is going to be interesting. So this is a 40, now it's a 30. Aha, so on my Model X, this still says it's a 40 down this road. So that is showing you right there that it actively read that sign. What we could try is actually putting up some fake signs and seeing if it will change the speed limits, obviously off of not normal roads, because that would be totally illegal and stupid to do on a normal road. But off roads, we could see if we can try and manipulate it and change the speeds, which could be quite interesting. Let me know what you thought about this video, everybody, and let me know what you thought about Autopilot Hardware 1.0 in general, and whether you think the improvements are good enough or you kind of expected more. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, drive safe.